For so long I have waited, so long that I almost became just a stoic statue fit for nobody. And I don't wanna get in your way, but I finally think I can say that the vicious cycle was over the moment you smiled at me. And just like the rain, you cast the dust into nothing and wash out the soul from my head. So touch me again, I feel my shadow dissolving. Will you cleanse me with pleasure? It's that chemical cut that I can get down with, up like the moon and out like the hounds. A dangerous disposition, somehow refracted in light, reflected in sound. I'm coiled up like a venomous serpent, tangled in your trance, and I'm certain you have got your hooks in me. I know the way that it goes. You get what you give, you reap what you sow, and I can see you in my face. And I know I am what I am, the mouth of the wolf, the eyes of the lamb. So darling, will you saturate? Just like the rain, you cast the dust into nothing and wash out the salt from my head. So touch me again, I feel my shadow dissolving. Will you cleanse me with pleasure? Nobody can say for certain if maybe it's all just a game. When I open my eyes to the future, I can hear you say my name. So rain down on me. Rain down on me. Rain down on me. Rain down on me. Rain down on me.
All right, guys, what is going on? Give me a second here. Drop a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. I'm gonna turn the camera on just a second. Okay. All right, we should be We should be good now. We should have both audio and visual. So I know the pink shirt doesn't match, but it's all good. It is all good, man. Let me see. Let me see. Monday the 29th. Okay. Did you guys have a good weekend? Did you I don't know, get anything for Christmas and spend time with it this weekend? Like books or I don't know. Whatever. Whatever you got. If you celebrate Christmas. I had I don't know if I told you guys this, but like, man, I have so many books, dude. Like I have to actively remind myself not to buy more. I know I say that a lot, but like for real this time. I just add it to my cart. I save it for later, but I don't buy them. So that's how my reading journey is going right now. So was good. Arno, Slowly, Eberneth, Julius, Jordan, LaSavage, Tordy, Cameron. All right, well, at least we got right around 20 people. So we'll see if we can get back to 100 again. I don't know. I think we did 100 like one time. And then I don't know what happened. I do not know what happened. I feel like the people who don't stay are the ones that missed the silver rally. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe they caught it, hopefully. But hey, man, you missed it, you missed it. If you missed it, you missed it, chat. First live says Serenity. Oh, welcome. Actually, yeah, I was gonna send you a message after the stream because I saw that you joined the Discord. But it doesn't look like you connected your account yet. So make sure you do that. Go to your Discord user settings. Go to connections and then go to YouTube and sign in. And then you'll be able to that way Discord verifies your YouTube, right? And then you'll get a role and you'll be able to see everything. So welcome Serenity to the SMS membership. What's good, Jordan D? Jordan D. You know what's funny? I didn't ask. I don't ask people. I think I may have asked like once, but generally I don't ask people to make videos. It was Danielle Clay that made that video. She had posted a few stories a couple hours ago and she had tagged me. So she said, her words, not mine. She said I was the best educator in that company. Man, what an amazing compliment. You know what I mean? So that is definitely appreciated. So, well, at least one person feels that way. So that's cool. But anyway, with indices, okay, let's talk about indices for a minute. I think it might have been Friday. And Friday had like an early close too, I think. Or one of those days had an early close. Might have been Wednesday. Yeah. So Wednesday had an early close, and I remember ES, I think it was, that had some lows, and I was saying that I wouldn't short until like we had like really strong evidence that we'd go down there. And we did end up getting that today, which I do find interesting. ES I don't care for at the moment. What's good, Jorks? What's good, Eric? ES I don't care for at the moment. I don't like it. I just don't like it. But I'm gonna always try and find something, right, to look for or to watch. May not always be a trade, but at least to watch and to study. So if you go to NQH, right, which is the March contract, March 2026 contract, I mean, you should be there already. But 25,628. Okay, if you go to regular trading hours. Okay. That's down here. I guess you guys can't see that, but this, okay, this part right here, where it'll either say ETH or RTH if you're under a daily time frame. Okay, so in regular trading hours, RTH, you really have to zoom in here, but right there, 628 is the low from Monday, December 2nd, like that 9:30 low, and Tuesday's 8:30 low. So those to me are just very, very clean. And from this, it is looking like a sell model. Just like I posted in Discord, I would be hesitant to long. I would not want to long right now. I think this is a engineered low. I think anybody that is trying to long is fixing to get a new one before the year's end. I think smart money is going to take another lick before the year's over. I could be wrong. I don't think the low is set for today. I think it's going to rip lower. But if I'm wrong, then it'll go higher, and that'll be that. So anyway, what questions do you guys have so far? I do have a couple of announcements. Let's see, Slowly and Serenity, I think, are our two newest, since you guys are bronze here. Book of the month I brought back. I did that a long time ago. I had book of the month for a really, really long time. I know most of you don't actually read, so I stopped doing it. And then I was like, I feel kind of bad because I do read a lot. I tell you guys to read, you still don't. And I at least wanted to give you the opportunity to kind of follow along with things that I read. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll bring it back. That was a list. The 2026 list I already put out. It's on Substack. It's on Twitter. It's on my Facebook. It should be in your email inbox if you are subscribed to my Substack. And it's in the Discord as well. But there's 11 books for 2026. One of them, 48 Laws of Power, is 2 months long. So we divided that. But everything else is pretty much one book per month. And so January, which doesn't start for another like couple days, but on Thursday. So January starts How to Read a Book by Mortimer J. Adler and Charles Van Doren. So you don't have to use my Amazon links to go get them. You could get used copies. You could borrow it from a friend. You could go to your local library if they have it. But get it. And let me see. The last Friday of every month, we will do, there's still member-only live streams, but the last Friday of every month will be a live stream that will be basically a book discussion. Does that make sense? So don't let me confuse you. Every Friday, starting this week, which means the 2nd, every Friday from now on will be members only. Okay, so I'm going from 4 free live streams a week down to 3. Because I'm adding a member only live stream. That way members get more value without raising the price, because I'm not raising the price. I'm not going to do that. Right? Never that. The last Friday of every month will still be a members only live stream, but will be on, or like more geared towards that book of the month. Right? So that means January 30th will be our first book of the month live stream for members. So there you go. How long should someone take on a combine? As long as it takes. As long as it takes. You could do it in a couple days, couple weeks, couple months. However long it takes, it takes. You just left the gym? Nice. Just started on Tyranny. Cameron, listen. I really shouldn't have included that book in the picture. I included it because I thought it was going to be good. I started it and finished it yesterday. And that was one that did not leave the coffee shop. Okay? I threw that bitch away. And I you know what? I hate doing that. I really do. I'm against burning books. I'm against throwing books away. But I still throw them. Sometimes I throw them away because they're that fucking bad. It's horrible. It only took a couple hours to read. It's ass, dude. I'm sorry. It's trash. There's a couple good quotes, I won't lie to you, but that's only because of Seneca, right? Seneca said, I'll quote a bad author if the line is good. I'm like, okay, that is good. I'll take that. So I got a couple quotes out of it, but like, bro, he's like a worse version of Ryan Holiday's liberalism. And matter of fact, if you just go to Goodreads, I left a review. I called him a clown. I was like, you tell people in chapter 20 to be courageous, but you don't even mention Donald Trump's name. But you talk about him, but you don't mention his name. Like, you don't mention his name. Like, dude, you're a pussy, right? Like, oh, be courageous, but you're a bitch, bro. Come, I threw that bitch right in the trash, dog. Threw that right in the trash. So, waste of $14 plus tax. But you know what? That's what happens, okay? Every book you read ain't going to be great. Every book is not going to be worth the price that you pay. But sometimes you'll come across stuff like Meditations or some of the Stoic works, Bible, I got to include that. You will come across other books that will surpass the value that you pay for them. So I think we all come out on top in the end. But yeah, unfortunately, you do get bullshit books. And On Tyranny was one of them. The author, like, doesn't even live by his own advice. I don't know. Anyway. Cameron, you're banned. I hate that you even brought that up. It's my fault, but you disgust me. Anyway. The thing is, I've still got a lot of books on my own to read, but yeah, I'll look towards your recommendations. Listen, you don't have to read book of the month. You don't have to read my suggestions, okay? I would rather have you read not smut, but anything. See, now I gotta go on another rant. You guys piss me off, dude. It's not you, it's me, but I'd rather have you read something than nothing at all. Okay? Roberto, welcome. I think reading anything is better than reading nothing at all. However, I do think that comes with some limitations because this woman, woman, I don't know how old she is, but she's on Twitter right now. Last time I checked, there was 30 million views on her tweet. She's getting absolutely flamed, absolutely cooked. Okay, because she posts these two big stacks of books, like as half as tall as her or something. She's like, I read 120 books this year, which is great. That's way more than I read, right? But then you look into it, you're like, you kind of zoom in, you're like, okay, well, what books are those? And it's all porn. It's all porn. Like, pick 3, 4, 5 random books out of her list. Go Google the book, and it's porn. So she's getting flamed because it's like, well, you know, people clown other people for watching porn, but we celebrate if you read it. What type of shit is that? And then, of course, everyone's like, oh, y'all are just some haters or whatever. It's like, bro, reading something intellectual, Dostoevsky, the Stoics, 48 Laws of Power, like pretty much like top tier self-help books, bro. Right? Even leadership books. I mean, something like that, mindset, whatever have you, is vastly different from reading porn. Vastly different. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same shit. So when I say, and when others say, hey, we would rather have you read something than nothing at all, that has its limitations. I'd rather not have you read smut. Okay? I'd rather not, you're better off reading something else. Okay? I've picked up some popular books over the years to try and get into them, to try and see like, well, what is it that I'm missing? And it's trash. It is so trash. It's garbage. It's mainstream. It's just like the mainstream, what is it? The music, like the shit you listen to on the radio. It's horrible. It's the same 3 chords over and over again. Bullshit. It's garbage. Distraction. And like, and I hate to say it, but like this girl who posted all those books, it's the same thing with that. There's no intellectual value there, at least from what I can see and what a lot of other people see. Right? It's just not it, man. It's not it. Maybe that's your thing. Maybe you like it. You know, you want to read about, you know, women falling in love with half man, half bull, or some weird ass shit like that. Hey, take it up with your psychiatrist, because women who read that kind of shit, people who read that kind of shit probably have psychiatrists. So that's all I'm gonna say. All right, any further I might sound like a hater, but that's my thoughts on that. I joined the Top Step Discord and it's so negative, full of idiots. The last time I was in the Top Step Discord was right after that announcement they had, what, last week or the week before, where they were having major issues for like the 3rd time that week. Same thing, they're getting flamed too. They don't give out resets even though their system is like fucking up. I don't know, man. They probably see how much money they're making, and they're like, yeah, we're not giving out resets. Fuck that. Big old group of multimillionaires just infinitely greedy. We're for the traders. Okay, where are the resets then? Some people probably took good trades and your system fucked it up, and now they don't get to benefit from that. Where's the reset? Or where's the free month? Where's the benefit? You know what I mean? Or not benefit, rather, but man, what's the word I'm looking for, chat? I haven't woken up yet. You got to make it right. You got to make it right. Restitution. Where's the restitution? So, but anyway, that's the thing when it comes to groups, man. Collectives and groups. Robert Greene advises against that. The Stoics advise against that too, right? Don't join the mob. Don't conform to the mob. You become like who you surround yourself with. And if you're surrounded by idiots, who do you think the next idiot's going to be? But if you surround yourself, if you build your board of directors with smart people, with wealthy people, with disciplined people, with people who know what the fuck is going on, who do you think is next to know what's going on? Who do you think is next to be wealthy and smarter and, you know, make better decisions and all that? So, yeah. Thanks for coming to my rant, chat. I was trying to have a live stream, and then you guys bring up some nonsensical nonsense, and it gets me going. It gets me going, chat. It gets me wanting to talk about a bunch of bullshit. Bottom, we'll do bottom left. Okay. So do we have no questions, or are you guys just here for me? You like listening to my nonsense or what? You guys don't have any questions. Nothing. 34 viewers. Nobody has any questions at all. What is a mitigation? Where do I start with the playlist? What is your next YouTube video going to be about? Nothing. You guys have y'all just know everything. Y'all know it all. Is that what it is, chat? I'm actually excited for the next video that I'm making. I just made all the slides recently. I just have to shoot the video now. What are your thoughts on options? But what about options? I think options are great. I took a I didn't take a real trade, but like in Robinhood, for example, you can add a option contract to your watch list, and it automatically shows you like whether you're up or down. And like 5 months ago, I took a really long-term out of the money call option on silver, and so it's up like almost 2,000%. It's stupid. It went from $40 to like $900 or $1,000. It's insane. And sometimes I do that just to see. Like I'll take really far out stuff and see like, oh, well, if silver rallies to like 75 or 80, like, okay, cool. You know? But I probably should have taken that. But I think selling options are great, but I'm not going to go on a whole spiel about that. I think selling options are better for most people than buying options. There's nothing wrong with buying options, but it's just you really have to know what you're doing. Oof. Could you do a walkthrough on how you position size with micros? No. I do not usually take more than 2 positions. Like, okay, say I think the low is going to be set, and then I'll play a retracement. Like, if I long something in here, and I might add one here, or I might just, like, if I'm long here, and then I'll say, okay, well, if it sweeps this low, I'll get in right after that, or I'll straight up buy below that low, you know, for a run higher. But it's, to me, it's not a great idea to like keep buying on the way lower. I have not looked at gold and silver yet. Well, not on the live stream. I mean, I looked at it earlier. We're in a pretty insane time, chat. Silver on an intraday basis, maybe not the futures side. I don't actually know what the future side has done, but we had a high of 82.67. Don't say it, Mason. I'm gonna ban you too. And a current low of like 70.21. That's a 15% move intraday. That is wild. That is massively wild. So, man, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about that. I don't know if this is true because it's on Twitter. So you got to take that. Maybe, maybe not. But I did see one post saying that some of the gold and silver buyers, like the companies and stuff that buy and sell gold, are actually not buying silver right now because it's like too volatile and too expensive. My guess, so the guy that I sold my silver to earlier this year, I was asking him, like, on the way up, you know, what's the spread? What's the spread? Meaning, like, okay, this is spot, but like, what are you buying it for? And their spread went from $1.90 below spot to like $4 or something. So a lot of, again, this is my guess, but I think a lot of gold and silver silver especially probably have increased the spread like a lot. So if they have, then I think it would be much more beneficial to have owned ETFs instead of physical silver. Because when you buy and sell physical, obviously there's going to be a spread on both ends. You're going to buy it maybe close to spot, probably above it. And when you sell it, if you're going to sell it to a like a company or a website, then you're probably going to be selling it below spot. So versus like an ETF, you get it, you know, at the price, it goes up, and then you sell it at that price. So you eliminate that spread. You keep more of your profit. So yeah. Robert says, does the lazy traders model apply when there is no entry model technique available? There's always going to be an entry model available. There's always a model available, whether it be some sort of entry based on a concept, an imbalance, an inversion, a mitigation, you know, something. Even if you don't see that, there's still going to be time-based entries as well. So again, not that I think this is a great example, but if I wanted to be long and we rallied during 11 o'clock, then I would wait for 12, wait for, you know, 12 o'clock to start and then trade lower. And then if I'm buying below the open of 12 o'clock with the anticipation that it will go higher, then that's a time-based entry. And you wouldn't be necessarily, you know, lining it up with a concept or anything. But the lazy traders model, that's based off of the logic. So like, if that was this is not me, but if that was our target and this was the low that was set, then what you would be doing is saying, okay, we crossed above the quarter level, the lowest quadrant. We would be longing that, whatever level that is, 25,690.75. That's the long. Stop at the low. And obviously a 1-to-1 is going to be the halfway point. So that's probably not the greatest. A 1-to-2 is going to be that 75, which is above that high. That's not bad. But the 1-to-3 is going to be that new high. Does that make sense? So you might not even see something to tailor your entry towards, an imbalance or an inversion or, you know, whatever. But that's why I called it literally the lazy traders model, because it's lazy. I don't think it's bad. But it's really more of a set and forget. Busy at work, got shit to do, whatever. Because you're foregoing entry techniques and you're just basing it off of a logic. the logic is buy low, sell high. What is low? Lower quadrant. What is high? The upper quadrant, perfect 1 to 2. Or if we have equal highs or low resistant highs for a later target, that gives you a perfect 1 to 3. All right. I mean, unless your drawing is off, but you get what I'm saying. That's a perfect 1 to 3. So is the RR respectable? Yep. Is the logic there? Yep. That's what it's based on. What you would need is a bias, right? Like, why should it do that? Why should it take that high? Equities open high. Maybe a buy model. Maybe some sort of market maker buy model. Whatever. Again, I don't see that here, even though that very well could happen, but I'm not long. I think that is an engineered low. I think they're coming back to sweep this, right? If it's a down day, there's going to be stops at recent highs. I think they're going to drag it up, clear out anybody that is short, and then take it lower. But guess what? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. They could take this and make a new high of day. I just don't like it. I don't like us being that close to those equal lows in the regular trading hours. Triple Qs has the same shit. Same thing, sorry. Okay. Being that close to those lows, I don't trust it. In the short term, yeah. But I've seen this happen time and time again where we may end up, creating a low and then going higher, sure. But too many times I've seen where we've done this, you think the low is set and then your face gets ripped off because then it goes for those lows. So that's why I don't trust it. But I mean, if you're long and it's up and you can go break even or take partial, ideally both, then, don't let me talk you out of it. Don't let me talk you out of it. Okay? You can't argue with price. Those lows were swept. We had a move here. Those down candles got traded through and then respected, to go higher. So right now, yeah, in the short term on a 5-minute chart, order flow is bullish. I just don't trust this being the low. That's all I'm saying. I don't always get it right. What's your opinion on the new features on TradingView? I don't even know what new features they have. I don't even keep up with any of that shit. I don't use most of this stuff anyway. Robert said, sometimes when price crosses 50%, I set my stop at 25%. The price still trades below the 25% level in relation to the lazy model. Well, this is where you're going to need some examples, my friend. You're going to need to see probably like at least 10, 20, 30 examples and see what's really going on. Because if the market is, let's say long, for example, if you're long and the market is bullish, once it crosses 50%, it usually shouldn't trade back down to 25. It usually shouldn't. It can. A lot of the times it won't. Because if it's really bullish, it has no reason to get back into, let's say, the 25% because it's already been there. Right? It's already been there. Smart money's already accumulated. Shorts got their positions mitigated if there's a mitigation or something. And it's going to be in a rush. It's going to be in a hurry to seek opposing liquidity. So it usually will not do that. Listen, as with everything else, okay, whether it be market maker models, entry models, you can't just take a framework, MMXM, you can't just take a entry model, okay, like the mitigation model, for example. It is not a cookie cutter approach. Okay? I'm not your grandma. You want a cookie cutter approach, you go to your grandma and you say, let's bake some fucking cookies. It's Christmas time. You want to print little snowmans and shit? Go for it. That's the only cookie cutter that I can offer you, okay? What I teach you here is not like that cookie cutter. The markets will repeat. They do repeat. But it's not that simple. There has to be time, price, and context, okay? You get me? So, I'm not your grandma. I'm not your grandpa, okay? I'm sure they're sweet. They probably don't cuss as much as I do, which is cool. But this is why Robert and everybody else, this is why we journal. This is why we print off charts. So we can see the stuff. We can review it. What did I get wrong? What did I get right? What did I miss? What can I do better next time? So on and so forth. So what you eventually learn is discernment. Discernment. It's a good word. Discernment. What is discernment? Let's define that. Let's do some defining, chat. Define discernment. Look at this. The definition for discernment, the ability to judge well. The ability to judge well. The quality of being able to grasp and comprehend what is obscure. Discernment is the ability to recognize small details, accurately tell the difference between similar things, and make intelligent... Well, I guess that's all you get. I don't even see the rest of that on the page. Oh, and make intelligent judgments by using such observations. So, you learn through trial and error. You learn by example. You learn by studying. Does that make sense? So, when I show you things, when I teach you things, right? It's because the things that I teach you work and have been proven to work. There's a reason I don't believe in supply and demand. There's a reason that I believe in time, price, and context. I've shown you perfect trades. Did we not tweet at the low of the year to the day this year? Right. How do you do that? How do you get that? And I won't do that every year. Okay? As much as cool as that is, I will not do that every year. Okay? Every trade won't be perfect. Very few, okay? But that's not the point. The point is that when you know what works, you go with that. You see what I'm saying? You will not know what works until you use it. Or at least watch it. Okay? Shift in the state of delivery. Shift in the state of delivery. I trust those. Why? Because I've seen it. I've traded it. I trust it. Does it mean every trade is going to work out? Nope. Does it mean every trade is going to be a banger? Nope. That's why we manage risk. Should be managing risk. Right? So, yeah. We really didn't talk about ES a lot. I said I didn't like it, and this is why. The only thing that I did like about, and it's not something that I took, the only thing I liked about this was this gap in here. And if we're going to include like both ends, right? Meaning like, okay, we have a gap with that imbalance there, or like this wick right here with that gap, or that gap with this candle here, I'm marking both, if that makes sense. That's what I had here. So like that is sort of a Judas model. It's the last imbalance, got traded through, and then right there at 1150, right? Ooh, what's interesting about that? 1150. Never heard that before, right? Nobody can time the markets, right? All the supply and demand traders came in at 1150, right? Inversion right there, and ran for these highs. Could you have a 1 or 2 out of that? Probably. If your stop was at that low, maybe not. Oh, no, it's right there. There's your 1 or 2 based on these highs here. So something like that, it's not bad. Okay. But again, it's just with the triple Qs and with Nasdaq having those lows down there, I just don't trust being long. So it's not really something that I care for here. But it's still, in hindsight, obviously, this is still a good study. What did it do? It followed the same rules that I gave you. The last imbalance on the way lower gets traded through. It becomes an inversion, right? 1 to 2. It's good for me. It's good for you. So if we frame the risk at the low, we need twice whatever that is. So that's 5.5 points. Then we need 11 points of upside. You see how that works? So it's not a 1 to 3. It's not a 1 to 10. It's just a 1 to 2, because that's what that model calls for, the Judas model. Well, yeah. Some lows, cleaned, reversal, shift in a stage, delivery, inversion, 1 to 2. That's why I taught you this model. You see what I'm saying? Because again, it comes back to, what do you trust? What have you seen? Well, I trust trailing stops, and I trust shifts in a stage delivery. It's not just the down candles being traded through. It's imbalances being traded through as well. There's at least 2 ways. So that's it. That's it. That's all I got for you. Those highs here. Swept right here. So now it's okay. We're back in this series of down candles. Do we launch from here, or do we end up trading lower instead? So as much as I would sit here for the next couple hours and watch it with you, we're not going to do that, because people's attention spans are only getting shorter. And I got to eat lunch, dude. So now is the time for any last minute questions. Because other than what I just told you over the last 45 minutes, 42 minutes, that's all I got. You have to master the basics, chat. Master the basics. It's okay to go back and view the free beginner series. What is a high probability target? What is a ideal stop loss placement? Where's the market going? Where's the market likely to go? Where's the market not likely to go? Buy low, sell high, right? Some of the basic laws, some of the basic things that we look for. That's your basis, okay? For technical analysis, at least. After that, it becomes risk management, of course, and the psychological skills to obviously, take the trade or not take the trade, practice patience, discipline, all that shit. And post trade and weekends are good for the reflection. Okay, a lot of us miss that. It's the reflection. That's where a lot of learning comes from. Like I said earlier, what did I do right? What did I miss? What did I get wrong? What can I do better next time? Did I follow my rules? Do I even have rules? Did I follow my model? Do I even have a model? Right? Did I listen to somebody else, or did I trust what I, wanted to do? That's where growth happens. I learned that from John Maxwell. It's not experience that you learn from. It's reflecting on that experience. You could touch a hot stove, get burnt, and then a couple weeks later you could touch a hot stove again because you didn't learn the first time. You probably wouldn't, because touching a hot stove probably burns really bad, and I'm sure you wouldn't want to do it again. But you get what I'm saying. You could mess up a combine because you didn't do your risk management properly, and then you could buy a reset or buy another account and then do the same thing again because you didn't learn from the reflection. Oh, well, I traded NQ instead of MNQ. Okay. Well, you probably goofed up if that trade went the other way. Right? You have to learn from your mistakes, but you won't do that unless you reflect on your experience. So that's it. That's it, chat. Y'all be good. Be blessed. Book of the month for January, again, if you don't have it, is How to Read a Book by Mortimer J. Adler and Charles Van Doren. You don't have to wait until Thursday. I think it's Thursday to start reading. It is Thursday the 1st. You don't have to wait until Thursday. Some of you already picked it up. Some of you got it for Christmas. Great. Read it. Okay? Read it. You might not read it the proper way the first time because you're learning how to read a book by reading a book. But you probably didn't read you probably know the title, but you probably didn't read the back. You probably didn't read the summary. You probably didn't look at the chapter titles and subtitles. You probably didn't look at that. You probably went straight to the first chapter and started reading it, or you probably went to I think there's a preface or the pre-forward or whatever the fuck. You probably did that. And that's not even how you're supposed to do it. But you don't know how you're supposed to do it until you read how to do it. That's why we didn't start with any other book. We didn't start with 48 Laws. We didn't start with Discipline is Destiny or Stillness or any of the others. We are starting first with how to read, because schools didn't teach it to you. Most likely, nobody taught it to you. Most people's parents are too busy to do shit. They get home, they just want to relax. I'm not trying to talk shit. I'm just giving it to you how it is. Okay? Teachers, they don't make fucking money anyway. They're overworked and underpaid. They're not going to take the time, most likely, to teach you how to read properly. Chances are, nobody taught any of us how to read well. We may know how to read. We can type up stuff. We sure can text. I get that. We can tweet. Everybody can read, mostly. It's about reading well. That's the key. Not just reading well. Okay? So that's what I want you to learn in January. That way you'll never see the same book, or you'll never see a book the same again. Because now you actually take things out of it, and it will make you different, and you will be a better version of yourself. Okay? That's what I want for you. You don't have to do the work. If you don't do the work, though, don't expect the results. Okay? Don't expect results for the work you haven't put in, or whatever the saying is. Okay? So with that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place on the 30th. Okay?
mark your muzzle blade. A sacred guardian. So